Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of You Are the Masterpiece. And again, if you're tuning in for the first time, hello. My name is Irina Portnova, and I'm a manifestation star. My intention with this podcast just to show you that we do not have to be perfect as long as we are taking the effort. And we can be the work in progress as well as the masterpiece at the same time. Just notice, give yourself some grace that we are working towards something. We are creating our life and we are doing it the best way we can. And I'm here today with my dear guest, Janet Gervers. Janet, hello and welcome.
Hi, Irina. Great to see you. Thanks for having me on here.
Yay, awesome. And it's great to see you and to have you on our episode. Tell a little bit about yourself and what you are doing in this world.
Okay, yeah. Well, I am an all around creative designer and artist, and my professional trajectory has mostly been in the design field. And I serve primarily women coach, authors, speakers, and holistic business owners by elevating their entire online presence. And when I say online presence, that is primarily their website, but that's also
Mhm.
combined with things like their logo, social media banners, might be like a video title screen or even a background screen like you have here in our video today. So this is
Mhm.
something I've been doing for over 30 years, and I really just have a treasure trove of knowledge that I love to share with your guests today.
Yay, awesome. And what inspired you to do what you're doing?
Oh, wow. Wow. That's a great inspiring question. I've always been a creative person. I mean, I think since birth.
Mhm.
So it's part of me. I love,
Mhm.
using my creative talent so that I can uplift other people and elevate them.
I love it. Yes, let's use our creativity. And today's topic is from self-worth to net worth. Let's just dive in and kind of explore where the conversation takes us. So let's just focus a little bit on the website. That's what you love to help people to do. Now, let's talk a little bit about that. Your website is actually more than just a digital space. It's our reflection of how we see ourselves and the level of abundance that we are willing to receive. If your business isn't thriving online, if anybody's watching and somebody's pondering upon how come I'm not as successful online as I would love to be, could the real issue be your self worth?
It can definitely be a big part of it because when it comes to your online presence, I mean, it's your 24/7 online presence. People can see you from wherever, whenever, no matter what time of day it is. And sometimes people are just like, they see their website as this necessary evil. And I've had people say to me, Janet, my website is dead. I hate my website. But the thing is that they knew that they needed help. That's why they came to me. So, really, just circling back to the part about your self worth, your website is an expression of who you are and how you wish to serve people. So it's really important that you communicate that visually, uh, with your images, with your layout and your design and your messaging. That is all part of your branding combined together. So if it doesn't sound like you, speak like you, and if those visuals are not something that your target audience is aligned with, it's really not going to be effective for you. And when I say target audience, yes, you got to have a target audience of people. It's not everyone. And oftentimes people think
Mhm.
it's everyone, and it's not. So, just, for example, like I said, I mostly work with women business owners. So you'll see on my website images that are women that look like they're successful. Most of them tend to be 40 and over. So the imagery really reflects that. And this is the thing, is that your brain processes visuals 60,000 times faster than any other data. any other data. So it's really
Mhm.
important that you have your visuals right, and across all platforms, from your website to, social media, your email newsletter. But your website is really, it's like that hub where everything centers around. So if you're hating on your website and you're just keeping it the way that it is, and maybe it's some bland, icky brown. I'm thinking of a website I redesigned for my chiropractor some years back. He told me he hated his website. It's dead. Nobody's coming to it. I'm not getting patients to call me. It was like literally like beige and brown. And he's like a
Mhm.
really vibrant and fun person. And it just didn't reflect that, among other things. So I did a redesign with some vibrant colors that really worked well for him and his business. And yes, I do have male clients too. Uh,
Mhm.
and, he said, if you go to my website, jagmedia.net, you'll see some testimonials from a variety of clients. And he was like, I brought his website into the 21st century and to life. He has patients that are calling him, they are booking appointments and viewing their videos that are educational. And so what's happening? So it went from dead to alive. So a lot of it is really about once you realize if that's the case with you, that your website isn't working for you, what is it that I do need to do to go from a dead website that's really not bringing in the business to something that is, bringing in that cash flow for you. So a lot of it is just realizing that and having the confidence in yourself. And like you said, your self-worth, that your self-worth is important to you. And you're like, I want this to work for my business. I want my target audience, whoever that happens to be, I want this to reach them and to speak to them and engage with them.
Awesome. So, what is the secret of that website that actually generates the cash?
Well, there's more than one secret.
Mhm.
I have what I call 7 keys to it, and while we won't have enough time to probably discuss all of them, I can share a few of those
Mhm.
that are really important. So, and really the first thing is first. I was talking about visuals, right? So
Mhm.
your layout and your design is really super important. Have, those first impressions really are important because you have 54 seconds to captivate people with your visuals and your messaging there. Otherwise, they will just go away. They'll go somewhere else. You need to have, imagery, like I mentioned, that connects with your audience. And, when I work with people, I've got to say that I'm very intuitive with the imagery, aside from having that 30 years of experience.
Mhm.
So I help people to choose, what is the right imagery for their audience. And I have a lot of different options for people, whether I create something for them or one of my new done with you courses. So, other things with the layout and design that are really important is having clean, organized uh, layout. So, you don't want clutter in there. It's just not going to work for people. You want to have white space and use it strategically to make important elements on the page stand out. And then something that's super important, and listen up, people, is consistency. So you want consistency throughout your entire website. You want to use 2 colors. That's right, 2 colors in there, and keep those consistent throughout. You also want to use 2 different fonts. You don't want them to be crazy, all, people love script and stuff like that, but it's really hard to read. So, but if you must have it, keep it to a headline and just ask some people, can you read this? What does this say? Just to make
Mhm.
sure that you are hitting them. So, yeah, you want to maintain uniformity with your colors and fonts and imagery just to reinforce your brand identity. So that's one part of it. Another part of it is your content. You want content that is engaging and speaks to your audience. And some of the things that you can do are telling stories about your clients and things that really are client focused. You can also have your testimonials, case studies. People love testimonials. It helps you to gain credibility in your business. And then people start trusting you more, And eventually, once they gain that trust with you, they are more likely to become your customer. So this is a way to create qualified leads for your business and to build your net worth. So that's really part of it. And then something else that's really important too is a call to action, a CTA, in other words. And calls to action are just they're ways to show your visitors how to take action. It's namely through buttons and forms. So you want to make sure you have buttons that are easy to see, you have action-oriented language, schedule a call, get started today, and it goes to something that might be like a landing page. It could also be your free lead magnet. So if you go to my website, you'll see a lead magnet on the homepage that's related to what we're talking about. You can download that for free. Once you click on that button, you'll see a form that has only 2 fields. That's right, 2 fields, your name and your email. Because if you have too many fields, people are just going to drop off. So you want to make it easy peasy for them to get that
Mm,
freebie. But in exchange for the freebie, they are signing up for your email list. That
mhm,
way you can build your list. So it all works together in kind of a circular sort of way. So those 3 things that I just talked about are
mhm.
your visuals, your calls to action, and your content.
I love it. So let me ask you, maybe the audience also has this question.
Sure.
For me, like sometimes I looked at the website, and if it's too much information, even like in when I go through the sales pages, to me it's a big turn off. Tell a little bit about the importance, like how simplified these texts have to be, and how much space they have to take. Because like for me personally, if I see pages and pages, I'm just going to close that website and I never come back to that.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of people will do the same exact thing that you just described. So just let's take it from the top. Your navigation; those are your links at the very top of your page. You don't want to have you maybe 5 to 7 links up at the top, and they need to be short names. You don't want it to be a whole sentence. Some people do, but it's
Mm-hmm.
like you got it. So about us, home,
Mm-hmm.
contact, very simple things, make it easy to see, and you've got to pay attention to mobile. And the thing also to realize is that Google gives more importance and prominence to your mobile website. So make sure that it
Mm-hmm.
works on all devices. Okay, so other things, white space, like we talked about that, using it strategically. Just as an example, you may want to have one large image at the top that goes all the way across the page. You can have some text on it. Just make sure that you can read it. You'll probably have a headline and maybe a few lines. You may have a button that when you click it, it goes to your lead magnet, which is something free that you can download on the page. And you do want to have text. The thing is you don't want to have just like one page that clumps it all together in one block because it's really hard to read. So what
Mm-hmm.
you do is you use your visuals strategically to break up the text and have visuals that relate to that text too, and ones that are interesting. So it's really, it's a very key area, especially for people who have, it's their first website. It can be really confusing and frustrating as to, what is the right image? Where do you put it? How big that should be. And that is something that in my Done With You course that happens to be called Help, I Need a Website. That's what that's
Mm-hmm.
all about, where we start from the very beginning and we take you from setting up hosting to design to the last stage, launching your website.
Awesome. That's great. Can you also speak on the terms of the platforms, right? Because there are different platforms where we can design our websites. Tell a little bit about your personal opinion, which ones your favorite ones, and what is something that people can utilize.
Sure. I mean, I've used a ton of platforms over the years. I couldn't even keep count of how many, but my favorite platform by and large is called WordPress. I don't know if you've
Hmm.
heard of that or not,
Yes.
but it's WordPress is the leading platform. It powers over 40% of the internet, along with some really big sites. So that is my primary website tool I develop on, as well as Kajabi and Go High Level. So the thing about those two platforms is that it's more than just a website. It's a whole system. So it
Mhm.
includes uh, your email newsletters and connects those. You can have a lead magnet in there. You can have courses. So it has a lot of different features in there that are all connected on one platform. And that's not something that I recommend for people to necessarily start out with their first website, because it's really a lot of different things, and you really do have to uh, know what your branding is. I mean, you can start out with something that's simple. I've had clients who it was their first business, and they needed they usually say a simple website that usually means it's something, what's affordable and what's something that they can edit themselves easily, that doesn't have that high learning curve, because the platforms I mentioned, those do have a learning curve to them, and it just really depends on who you are and your technical expertise as to how easy it'll be for you. So there are other platforms that are um, pretty easy to work with. For example, the client who was a fashion stylist I work with, we put her on. It's a GoDaddy builder website, and it's very easy to use. It's more limited than something like WordPress or Kajabi, but it worked for her and other clients who just really needed to get that basic website going that they can edit, or even their VA, someone like that. So, and that's also something that I offer, as I'm an affiliate, so I can offer those hosting options for people. And the thing about me is that I guide my clients through, this is what you actually need based on what you tell me and your budget. So you're probably not going to start with something like Kajabi, which is more complex and is, it's also more costly. So it's something that needs to make sense for your business.
Mhm. Got it. So for you, from your personal perspective, like how many times did you change your website? Because I'm right now at the process of redesigning mine. And just, like to hear your opinion, how many times did you revamp your website?
Okay, so do you mean a revamp versus edit, like updating your site on a regular
Yes.
basis?
Mm-hmm.
So, well, with my website has undergone major changes over the years, because I started, my first website was in 1997. So I had
Mm-hmm.
some major iterations. I mean, I've changed it up every maybe 3 years or so, but I'm changing it on an ongoing basis, and that gets into the
Mm-hmm.
updating department. It's really important to do that. One is for the search engines to be able to find you easier, and Google takes note of when you update your website. So that is a really great way in terms of SEO, that search engine optimization, which is another one of the keys. You want to make sure that you update your website on a regular basis. One is for Google, the other is for your audience. You have some fresh content that's in there for people. Maybe you have an event coming up, maybe you have a new course, or you have a book that you just wrote, and blogging, blog. So the thing about
Mm-hmm.
blogging is that it really can significantly help you with your organic SEO. And when I say organic, that means unpaid. You're not paying for a Google ad or anything like that. But the key to blogging is that you have to be consistent with it. And you can make the biggest impact if you blog twice a week. That's right. I did say twice a week. And I know it's painful for a lot of people when they hear that. It's work. That's all there is to it.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you can do are, you can hire a writer to write blog posts for you. You can use AI also to write blog posts for you. And the thing I will say with AI, people have different feelings about it, and I was sort of very iffy on it at first. But if you start using it, which I've used to write some different things, is you really want to make sure that your prompts that you use are you have prompts that where you build what your persona is, who you put in your target audience and things like that, so that chat GPT doesn't just spit out some generic kind of thing. And you always have to check whatever you get from whichever AI you decide to use. You want to personalize it. You want to check for accuracy and make sure that it ends up sounding like you and not like a million other people that put the same prompt into Chat GPT. So those are some
Mhm.
things that you can do to update your website, make it fresh, and engage your audience.
You know what comes to me is repurposing, because if people go like for the podcasts, they have a lot of experience online. And with my StreamYard, that's why I enjoy everything from the StreamYard. I have an option to have the transcript for everything. So this is another great way for people to blog, rather than just creating a fresh content each time. You just repurpose what you already have, because if we think about it, everybody has something. Everybody teaches the classes, everybody gets on different workshops, master classes, podcasts. So this is a great option as well for the content and ideas for the blogging.
Yeah, that's an amazing option to go with. I'm glad that you brought that up. You can also repurpose, say you do a blog post, it's something you write, you do a blog post, you can use that in an email newsletter, you can use it in social media posts
Mhm.
as well. So, yeah, there are a lot of different ways that you can repurpose things so you're not reinventing the wheel every
Totally.
time.
Yes. So let's talk a little bit about what mistakes do people make when designing their websites that unintentionally block their money and opportunities.
Okay, there are many mistakes that can be made that can block opportunities. And just since we were talking about SEO, search engine optimization, a really big one is your site not working on mobile devices. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
mobile website directive, which came from Google, that's over 10 years old. So at this point, you don't have any excuses to not have a site that works on mobile. And there still are sites that are out there that unfortunately do not. You're going to turn people away because most people are looking at websites on their phone. But you want to make sure it also works on a tablet and a desktop. That's more from a, procedural kind of thing. The second thing is your imagery. It's just so important. I can't stress it enough. Imagery that really speaks to your audience. So, for example, with my website, I mentioned that I have primarily a woman audience, and they tend to be women over 40. So my images are not going to be women that are 20 years old. I like them, but they typically are not my clients. So want to speak to those women that are of a certain age group and ones that look successful. And it can be challenging to find those images because by and large the images that are out there tend to focus more on people in their 20s and 30s, but there are more images now, women that are 40 and up in those age groups that are available. So that's really good to know. And, what are the people doing in their image? Is, someone just standing there like, with that? Are they smiling? Is it someone, if you're a coach, maybe you want someone who maybe they're pondering or thinking, and they're like, maybe they're, thinking about something. So there's a lot of different ways that you can go with your imagery. So it's really important. It's a very important key to have the right imagery. And what we talked about along with the visuals, is having that clean, clear, organized layout on the page so people can go from one section to the next with a real flow to the page. You don't want to throw everything but the kitchen sink in it. And sometimes people feel like, yeah, I got to put all of this stuff in there. I want to make sure everybody knows every single thing about my business. That is the exact wrong way to go. You want to be a little bit more judicious, if you will. And that's why you have pages in your website. So, your home page is your main page on your website where you really want to shine. You don't need to have your entire bio on it. That's what the About Us page is for. That's where you can put your bio, more information about your company background and so forth. While you can have some snippets of the information on your home, by and large, you want your whole bio and your company information to be on a separate page.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I have, like I enjoy our conversation, but I have like this interesting question to ask you, because
Okay.
when like when we talk about the websites, it's actually has the association of the vision board or like affirmations to me. And I have a question. Can you actually see the website as manifesting tools in their own way?
And you can see the website in terms of manifesting your vision.
Yeah, manifesting tools. Yeah, like because of that, when we put whatever words we are using there, right? What intention we are putting, what energy we are coming from, and how do these all things align in order for us to actually have that subconscious message of success.
Yeah, that's really interesting because I used to lead vision board workshops. So,
Mm-hmm.
this is, I love this question. And it's interesting. I actually hadn't really thought about that before, but your website really is a way to manifest your vision. And it can be
Mm-hmm.
something that's more of a vision that's for your company. So it may not be every single facet of your life, but it's
Mm-hmm.
something that can help you to, your business is what helps you to manifest your net worth. So putting those, positive, the imagery combined with the messaging out there, that is really a key part of, what can bring those qualified leads that can turn into business for you. So yeah, it's all sort of this big, I see it as a circle where each part builds on the next.
I love it. I love it. This is like such a powerful conversation. So, Janet, tell a little bit how people can connect with you. Let's say if they have questions or if they want to explore more.
Sure, yeah. So, you can go to jagmedia.net. I think that'll be in the chat. That is my
Mhm.
website. You can download your free gift, which is avoid the 5 critical mistakes with your website to attract more high quality leads, speaking engagements, and visibility opportunities. So that is absolutely free. Like I said, it's on my homepage. And right underneath the free gift, you will also see a gold box that says courses on it. So you can check out my 2 done with you courses. One is called Help I Need a Website. That's for those of you who need a website and you've been thinking about it for a while and you know that you really need that. And I'm here to do a done with you course. It starts in March. So make sure to check that out. And for those of you that do have a website, there's Let's Fix Your Lame Website. That's right. It's Let's Fix Your Lame Website. You've had a website, it's sitting around like a broken down old car. You haven't done anything with it. I'm here to help. You can ask me any question. We will go through all 7 of the keys in the course to make sure that you have all of those in your website so it becomes something that is a lead magnet,
Mm,
attracting your audience.
I love it. And just to have the final thought, to me, the website isn't just a business tool, it's actually the energetic extension of ourselves because it holds the frequency of what we believe we desire, what we think we are capable of, and it also attracts the abundance that we are all capable to receive. And when that website is designed with intention, clarity, and confidence, it becomes that manifestation magnet that works 24/7 for us in order to attract wealth, opportunities, and align our clients with the reality that we are believing in. Thank you so much, Janet. It was a pleasure to have you with us. And for everybody who feels like they want to talk about their website, if you have any questions, reach out to Janet. And for everybody, keep believing in yourself, knowing that your online presence is actually the reflection of what you think about yourself. So know that you can always step up from your self worth to net worth. Thank you so much and see everybody on the next episode. Bye.